Thorn Liberty, NCSoft's highly anticipated MMORPG, is a game with great potential, yet it has caught itself in a crisis of identity. Repeated shifts in development focus and core philosophies have left the game with an uncertain direction, compromising its ability to distinguish itself within the MMORPG landscape. In this video we are going to explore Throne of Liberty's biggest flaws, how it affects the whole game, and what it means for the future global release. As the title suggests, this video is going to be more of a negative nature. It's good to keep this in mind because it shouldn't take away from all the positives the game has to offer. But before going into the video, I want to talk about the partners of this video, Moonlight Blade. Moonlight Blade is a free-to-play cross-platform mobile MMORPG with a full-fledged PC client that features rich and immersive martial arts world that combines PvE and PvP in a breathtaking open world inspired by ancient Chinese culture and mythology. It has a very detailed character creation system where it offers more than 600 settings to choose from that will help you create the perfect character. More than just breathtaking scenery, Moonlight Blade delivers fast-paced action combat. Master techniques from one of the 8 prestigious martial arts schools like the spear wielding or the puppet commanding. Beyond combat, carve your destiny through the story campaign and hundreds of side quests. Grow in power by leveling up skills in Moonlight Blade's unique Meridian system. Choose from careers like Bounty Hunter, Chef or Ranger to earn new abilities and items. After adventures across a vast landscape, return home to your customizable player housing. Furnish your house with over 1000 decorative items and customize the interior and exterior. Download now on PC or mobile to experience this stunning free-to-play martial arts MMORPG. Check out the link in the description and download today. Being marketed early as a game with a heavy PvP emphasis, the large-scale PvP was an important selling point of Throne of Liberty. It was expected that the massive castle sieges and territory battles would far surpass similar systems in other popular games like Black Desert's Online and Node Wars or Amazon's New World Fortress sieges. However, upon release, players discovered that the realized large-scale PvP system had a strong resemblance to castle sieges seen in Lineage 2. While sieges involving hundreds of players can seem appealing in concept, many players have expressed dissatisfaction with how they often devolve into unstrategic zergfests, compared to small-scale or instance PvP with tighter player limits. If players find themselves on the outnumbered defending side in a siege, they frequently describe the experience as feeling helpless against an overwhelming force. There's a little opportunity for tactical play or interesting small group engagements when one alliance can easily amass 2 or 3 times as many participants as the other. For the game to deliver on its PvP promise, some argue it needs to implement systems that prevent such unbalanced numbers or provide more tactical objectives beyond a linear capture point rush. Some interesting changes and updates have already been revealed as upcoming, such as ability to declare node contests where a guild attempts to win in a guild versus guild battle. 6v6, 5v5 and 3v3 battlegrounds are also announced, and a shift to move local dynamic events into faction wars. Pivoting the content hit NCSoft hard. They realized that their advertised game direction was not going to be feasible, so they decided to announce a sudden pivot towards PvE. While being potentially beneficial for the game's longevity, this shift fundamentally disrupts the game's identity. Players that were initially drawn towards the notion of a unique PvP-focused experience now find themselves in a position where they are unsure about the direction of the game. More concerning is that it suggests a lack of confidence or vision for the game. Past missteps, such as the infamous beta version filled with the mobile game mechanics, creates real doubt in the developer's ability to maintain Throne of Liberty. Finding a compelling answer to what sets it apart from other MMORPGs is crucial to mark Throne of Liberty's spot in the market. When providing a defining characteristic, we need to ask, can its grind offer the engaging action and fluidity found in Black Desert Online? Will its newly shifted PvE content provide the challenge and detail of Lost Ark's raiding? Can it provide a richer, better delivered story than Final Fantasy XIV? Without resolving these identity issues, Throne of Liberty risks becoming overshadowed and losing relevance in a genre dominated by established franchises. And if the pivot to focusing on PvE content fails to have the intended impact, players may end up with yet another bland, generic MMORPG providing repetitive, boring raids and an abandoned PvP systems. Development timelines must be established as early as possible for an MMORPG. A content roadmap shows the community how the game will progress and sets clear expectations. It helps you decide whether the game is worth your time in the long term. However, with this major change in philosophy, players find themselves uncertain about the game's path forward. NCSoft has consistently showed flexibility and willingness to fix problems with Throne and Liberty, which is a positive for the game, but it doesn't reconcile the fact that the game's current state doesn't seem to have a target audience in mind. The dramatic shifts this late into the game's development leaves the impression that there wasn't sufficient thought and testing surrounding these decisions. Utilizing so many resources for game philosophies that keep failing is starting to become a dangerous pattern. It is uncertain whether players should expect slower major content updates because of this volatile climate. Given all that has happened so far, it isn't surprising that there have been delays in the global release despite already supporting localization features like native translations. All we know is that Throne and Liberty should be coming to us in the West very soon, but Amazon has been extremely silent. We felt much greater drive and popularity in the build-up to New World and Lost Ark. The last news article on Throne and Liberty Western website dates back to October 18, 2023. Furthermore, the last mention of Throne and Liberty on Amazon website was last month on the 22nd of January in an article called Amazon Games Look Back on a Busy 2023. And its last dedicated article dates back to June 8 of last year. On top of this, unlike other launches, there doesn't seem to be an official Throne and Liberty forum where players can express their excitement for a Western release. It is genuinely starting to feel like Throne and Liberty is falling down the cracks. Considering the current state of the game, it's plausible that NCSoft and Amazon have decided that Throne and Liberty isn't ready for a global launch yet. One of the most important indicators of a game's long-term success is its release. Perhaps it is more desirable to launch the game when it becomes more stable. Let's take Final Fantasy XIV for example. They even had a relaunch to distance themselves from the previous version. NCSoft has expressed that there would be no localization between the Korean and Western versions. This means that we should expect to be on par with the Korean monetization and patches. It is going to prove a great challenge for Amazon and NCSoft to reconcile the differences between the Korean and Western audiences and their motivations for play. We have previously seen Amazon and Smilegate fail to bridge the gap between the player bases with Lost Ark, so we can only hope that the same mistake is not repeated. In a game desperately looking for direction, how will the opinions of both player bases be synthesized? To close off, Throne and Liberty has the potential to be an exceptional game that surpasses everyone's expectations. However, it hinges on NCSoft's ability to create a unified vision that will compel players to find the time to try and enjoy the Throne and Liberty has to offer, or else it may fade away as another attempt at revitalizing the genre. Only time can tell whether Throne and Liberty will be able to forge its own path. Let me know in the comments what you think about the direction Throne and Liberty is taking. Big thanks again to Moonlight Blade for partnering up on a video. Links to check out the game will be in the description. Thank you for watching, consider subscribing and watch some of my other videos appearing on your screen.